Today we are painting oils and it is an abstract. And somebody commented that you couldn't see what I was doing. So I've moved everything forward, but like I'm here to paint. I don't have a videographer yet. Somebody else also commented I'm crazy. I am. I think anybody who's a creative is. So I'm going to show you a few things. With oils, we're painting oils today. So covering my hands is important because after years of not, you just ruin everything, including brushes. Look. This is what I do. I paint and then they all just get set aside. But the good thing is you can use the remnants of some that you had before. So all I know that I want for this today is the way that I paint is I do a lot of like expressive paintings and then I scribble into it. I don't know where my graphite pencil is, but that's what I use. So let's get started. We're going to use the remnants of these, which had also got some liquid in them, which makes it all a little bit runnier. So this is just the remnants from before the painting I did, which is very oatmeal colors. So we're going to add that. I like to make the first mark because then it just sets it all off. Today we're going to be using some impasto painting. We're using this is another brush, which is slightly thicker. And it's got a slight variation of the oatmeal, so it's slightly cooler than there. When I'm working with my oils and my acrylics, I like to use variations of the same color. So that then just adds to the texture. Even when I'm teaching, I like to teach people to make variations of that color. All I wanted to do today was to make this blues, like dark, strong blues, and a little bit of the oatmeal, but with white, kind of monochrome. But as that's not my norm, I think I'll probably end up just like ignoring my intentions. But what we're going to do is we're going to mix it with a brush that I already had here. And look, we don't actually need as much paint as this. This is blue and black. I always say black comes with alarm bells because black is like Nina, Nina. Black paint can just totally be demanding. So I'm rolling that off. It's very, very dark. So I'm going to add a little bit more blue to it. It's just one of my paints vary from being Michael Harding to being Winsor Newton to being Winsor Newton again. Georgian oils. Oils last forever. They don't dry out. So you can just I'm using some oils here that I've had for about 6 years. So the big thing is the mixing. So we're going to mix again this. So we get a little bit more. I want it to be a little bit more bluey, bluey, bluey. Okay, and we're going to use there's the darker side. You can see it's slightly lighter. Well, maybe you can't. So I'm going to roll the paint off. And we want to keep the energy on this. This is my little roller. So this adds this is very good quality canvas. So it just holds the paint down. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of this medium so that it goes a little smoother on. So a little bit here, just a little bit of medium. And the thing with the abstract is it's, for me, energy driven and it's about color matching and color marks. Sometimes what you can do is you can actually make your marks that you think you want to do, like say this shape. You can cut that out and then just like stencil it so you get a little bit of an idea. Now here we go. This covers a lot of ground very quickly. And again, look, so here you have the grain with the brush. This time we don't. So I'm just going to start. Add it on so you can have it. So there's a little bit of, you can kind of see through that. I don't want that anymore. So I'm going to push into this. So we really get it saturated in color because it is designed to paint a radiator, not a painting. All right. So now we have that on. I'm going to put some more of it down here. I like to start to think of what I would call the painting at this stage. And for right now, I don't have any thoughts. So that's where I'm at with that. Clean brush this time. And then I'm going to get a little bit of my thinner again. So thinner. Oh, there's none left at all. None left at all. That's okay. Let's go for this one here. That's the other thing is you just ruin the brushes and everything. So I'm soaking this with the thinner. I'm going to throw it onto it. I'm going to throw it on here. So that's when it's nice and thin to begin with. Then I'm going to just start to gradually build together. You'll see now it becomes more fluid. You can start to get little marks and overlap. You can bring one color through the other. Same with up here. I try to keep it so that we have some thick paint, but then this is where we start to draw the paint off it. So you can take some of your thinner and keep it so it's nice and transparent. Maybe add in a nice big circle, stand back to start to see if you can see any translation through. I actually don't really show people my abstract style unless I have photographers or someone filming for the website. So what you'll tend to see with me is I will, in Northern Ireland, we talk about throw the head up. So I would like stand back. It looks fun right now, but not fun enough. So I'm using some dirty, not dirty, but some water from that first big brush, which I feel most comfortable with, to be honest. And then we just attack it like that. So you get this beautiful energy. I'm going to let the drips come down, but sometimes that just brings me back to like focus, believe it or not. Palette knife. And here we have these little other colors that I just can't step away from, but I'm going to mix a nice light blue with it. Normally I would take this, a Stanley knife to this. Yesterday I was I'm painting a big commission and I'm painting it in my home studio. And yesterday I spent far too long, but it's so satisfying, peeling the paint off the back. When it's abstract, there's not just as much need for it to be fully smooth because I want there to be like a, right, what do I want there to be with it? What would I say? I want there to be, it's just applying it on, right? I want it to be thick. So that blue is not, doesn't match for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this dark heavy blue, scrape it on. The danger with it is that we could start to get a gray. And if we do, we don't have to use it. But I want there to be a little bit of that punchiness in it. You'll see we have the oatmeal color. That feels better. See how it's softer? It's just nicer. As I said at the start, I'd like you to use variations. So let's put it on here. Look at these lovely drips are forming. This is where you start to get this language and variation. Now here, I'm applying this nice and thick, so you can't really see that. So I get your point. I get the point before someone says it. But what I'm doing here is we've got the lovely pattern from the roller here, which I will bring back in. Here we have the thick paint, which is just glossy. Then we've got a nice variation of, I'm just wondering, is it where to fill it in? So you can bring it in, you can scrape over it, we can mark into it, because the nice thing is there's space for that. So instead of using a graphite pencil, we can do our little, oh, it's nice. Here, I want these two to feel more connected. So I'm going to bring this guy back. Feels a little heavy on the top too. So I'm going to bring this in here. So we fill in just a little bit. And it'll pick up some of that residue. You can take out some of the drips here. And then I'm going to fill in so that it's almost like this is an under layer, but I'm going to go with that again. Okay. And then let's just check it. You want to check for balance. At the minute, to me, it's a little out of balance, so I'm going to revisit my oatmeals. And I'm going to bring it in. Bring it in again. So here we have the variations of the oatmeal. I really don't want to ruin this. So what I'm going to do is this is warm white in the bottom. No, I really like what we have going on at the top. So I'm going to add more white to that. Just regular white, not necessarily the warm white. So with mixing anything, you always need a lot of white, but very little dark. Okay, here we are. And I'm going to go back. The lovely thing is it's nice and gooey. I've dirtied that water. I've now stood on this movie color, which is what I also wanted to add in. I might just add it anyway. Just put it, so it's an oil pastel. A little bit on there. And then here, do we have any? Yeah, I think we do. Okay, so where do I want this to go? Let me think. It's trying to imagine when they're wrapped around, when they're good. Oh, I'm happy though. This is good. I think here. See the way it picks up the blue though? I don't really want that. Really. Here. So just start to think of like what it is, like what, I don't want to call it Blue Monday because that's just boring. Hmm. Okay. I would normally stand back, but you say I have to come so close because you guys want me closer. You want to be able to see. So here, all right. So what I'm going to write about here is there's a lovely big chunk of blue, and I'm going to use the bottom of this because I can score into it. And I'm going to share with you my train of thought, which I don't normally do. I've never done. I've never done. And honestly, it like there's one across the wall here says, "Speak joy, you are light." Okay, so like it literally is just what's going through my head. So I feel really free and really happy to be sharing on YouTube. So maybe what I'm going to talk about here is, oh, upside down. I want to use the base of the, when I'm scoring in, when you find your tribe, and it doesn't matter to me if it's illegible or if it's just part of it. You find your tribe, you are in, and you can be, and then we're just going to bring it over here. Your true self, knowing that not everyone will love you, and that's okay. I want you to take the same one to your day as well with that. But yeah, this is abstract, layered. I'll bring this over so you can see the mess on the floor. And then I'm going to have my film crew this time next year. So here's the mess on the floor. Here are the pieces you can see. Oh, this works. So we have thick, thick paint. Then we have that smooth finish because of the roller. Then we have our brush marks. Then we have our energy, our drips, our words inscribed. But there you go. That is, what did I call it? I don't know. Tribe. Your tribe. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and you can see more.